Hello, welcome back to part 3 of the 77 Witchy Questions tag. So let's just jump in. 41. How do you handle rejection from a fellow witch that refuses to do a reading or spell for you? This one's real easy. I don't ask them to do it in the first place. Unless I'm paying somebody to do a reading for me, you don't need to be in my business. I'm kind of particular on who I let read for me anymore, and most of the time I'd rather just do it myself. And I'm never gonna have somebody else do a spell for me, ever. I've never had somebody else do a spell for me. Don't see that ever changing. And so, well, I take that back. My husband has done like cleansings on our house, but it's kind of like a mutual thing. It's not like a direct spell on me. And so I would never ask somebody to do that. So again, unless I'm paying them, which would feel weird for them to like deny service, I guess. She's read for me before, so unless she was like, hey, like I need time, which is like fair, I totally get that. Grief can take a very long time and like you got stuff going on. That's cool, let's reschedule. Whatever time's gonna work for you. She's booked out forever anyways. So like, I wouldn't be like that upset, but if I went to a friend and was like, you need to do a reading for me or I need you to do a spell for me, and they said no, nah, why aren't you doing it for yourself? Question 42. Do you think it is necessary to cast a circle when you do spell work or for any magical working? Sort of. So typically I will cast a circle if I'm doing a actual spell, but if I'm doing like a usual morning routine of like daily divine dialogue and like just a card pull and just kind of chilling, or like doing my meditations and stuff, I won't. I usually only do spell work when I'm like trying to bring something in or bring something out of my life. Also, my dog is running amok. 43. If Steven Spielberg called and wanted to make a movie of your life, who would you want to play as you? I don't care. Whoever they feel like is going to represent this. 44. What is some advice that was given to you that you pass along because it has made an impact on your path? You do not need anybody else to help you on the craft. You can do whatever works for you. You don't need permission from some other witch to substitute a tourmaline instead of rose quartz because it works for you. You don't need the permission to put whatever seasonal thing on your altar because you're not sure if it's approved. Like, so long as it's illegal, you're fine. Like, don't be doing illegal stuff. Don't be taking from like national parks and like certain birds you can't have like their feathers and whatever. But on a whole, like, if it's not hurting anyone and it's not illegal, you don't need permission to do it. Just just do it. Whatever you want to do. 45. What is some advice you would give to somebody who has not found their deity? It's wrong there, by the way. Anyways, just start experimenting. You could start with a generic of just calling on the goddess or the god. I feel like when you do that, it just kind of sends a beaconing call to whoever, and whoever wants to pick up the phone at that moment will do so. Pick a pantheon that you've already been excited about, like as a kid maybe you were interested in Greek mythology, maybe start there, or just progressively you'll find some that'll, you know, kind of pique your interest now, and then you start to work with them like I am with the Norse right now. Just kind of start and then just gradually just start introducing yourself. Have a candle and some kind of an offering, and then just sit down and chit chat with them and start to build that connection. And again, if you can't find one, that's okay. Witchcraft doesn't have a checklist. You don't have to have one to work with. 46. Where do you buy your herbs? The grocery store 9 times out of 10. 47. How did you feel casting your first circle? Silly, scared, stumbling, etc. All of the above. Like, if I'm counting the first circle I was in, it was awkward and I felt silly and weird, but also like, is this like a thing? Because I didn't know what I was getting into. And once I did it myself, like, I mean, it's been a long time now, but definitely silly, awkward, not sure what you're doing. Also, like, teenage brain, especially young teenage years. It was many moons ago. Many moons ago. So, like, I definitely felt a little awkward. And now it's second nature. I can pretty much cast a circle whenever, with whatever, and I'm fine. But yeah, those first few were a little rough. 48. What was your first successful spell? I think the first one I did was a love spell, and it technically was successful, but it was also a bad idea, and definitely backfired. 49. What is your general practice for meditation? Typically, I will pick 1 or 2 days of the week, and I will work on Inner Temple of Witchcraft meditations. And I'm getting to where I want to figure out what ones I want to do when, which ones I feel like need to be on a weekly basis, monthly basis, seasonally, whatever. Getting to that point. Number 50. Are you a day walker or a night comer? I guess daytime? 51. How and when did you know that you wanted to be on this path? Pretty much the first day I was introduced to it, I was like, yeah, this is it. This is the thing that I've been looking for. I didn't know it was an option. I didn't know that you could worship nature and the old gods. I didn't know that was an option. Because where I grew up, it was either you believe in nothing or you're Mormon. That was pretty much the only options you had. 52. What type of pagan are you? Wiccan, eclectic, hedge, solitary witch? I just do what I want. 53. What candle color do you use most? Usually white, because that's the easiest one to get. Like, tea lights are cheaper if they're white versus colored. Pillars, same thing, white. It's just the easiest one to get. 54. What area would you like to see your craft grow in? I'm trying to get better about doing a long-term kind of routine, and I'm working on that. I'm just very slowly introducing aspects. Just little bits at a time. Probably by the time 2023 rolls around, I'll have somewhat of a system in place. 55. What is your preference, to buy or to make your own tools? I love the idea of making your own, but I'm cool with just buying it. Like, I don't see any problem with that. People have fantastic work, and I don't see any issue in supporting a small business to get that thing accomplished. So if I wanted to get an offering bowl, like, there's a guy on Instagram that I follow that I would 100% buy one from, and like, there's so many Etsy shops and like small creators, again, like Pagan Pride, that I would support and buy from them and not figure out how to get a lathe and how to do the things, you know? 56. What fictional witch book or screen inspired you the most? None. None. At all. I've never looked at the witchcraft you see on the TV and been like, oh my god, I want to be like that. That's what's gonna happen. I would love to be Marnie from Halloween Town because I would love to live there. Want to be in Halloween Town all the time. But that's not gonna happen. 57. With your first spell, were you... There's a lot of grammar in this one that I gotta fix before I post into my own description. Anyways. With your first spell, were you alone or in a coven? I was alone. 90% of my time, I've been alone. 58. What is your favorite candle, incense scent for magical purposes? Candles, probably black candles or white candles, just depending on the mood. And then for incense, I love the forest, like, blend from him. That's my favorite. 59. Where is your favorite place to go and reconnect with nature? Honestly, my porch is perfectly fine. Just get outside, get that fresh air, see the beauty of my garden and my grass and my trees and plants and chaos and birds and wildlife. It's just as well as going up into the mountains, honestly. 60. Do you believe in fantastical creatures, unicorns, gnomes, elves, fairies, etc.? I do believe in the fae, and like the idea of like land spirits maybe being the fae and that kind of thing, of like things like that we can't see that exist in nature. Totally believe in that. 61. Do you believe in ghosts or spirits? Oh yeah. If you've ever been in a haunted house, like a real one, yep. 62. Would you ever teach the craft? That's what I'm doing. I am teaching the craft one video at a time every day for the foreseeable future. So that is going to be it for part 3. I would love to hear your answers for this one in the comments down below, whoever you are, the viewer. If you haven't done the tag yet, there's a few other parts now. Go check them out. Do them. Be sure to tag me and I will watch yours. So, until next time, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. I post every single day. Thank you to my patrons. I'll have their names over here. If you'd like to support me and get access to exclusive content, it's patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. And until next time, thank you so much for watching, and blessed be.